What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and show them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name After Sound. And the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is myself and ChatGPT as my AI co-host, and we dive into a wide range of topics. So check it out. Links in the description, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, I want to get into a fun topic here regarding the 1,000 True Fans model, first put out by Kevin Kelly. We discussed this on a recent live stream, and I was just playing around with the numbers. I mean, we were playing around with the numbers live, and I thought it was fascinating, so I wanted to share it here with you. So essentially, the topic of the video is, how many players does Splinterlands actually need in order to be sustainable? And the truth is, now that we know, at least for the time being, that the team's expenses are roughly $250,000 a month, that gets us to $3 million a year. Again, we had an idea for that, but that was just, once again confirmed with the Cryptomancer proposal recently. So you have $3 million in terms of expenses. So the team would be required to collect that much on an annual basis from a select player base. Now, the 1,000 True Fans model, for people that are unfamiliar, is for any kind of like artist or musician or something like that, where if you can find 1,000 people who really value what you do and want to support your career and are therefore willing to spend $100 a year supporting you, right? Whether that's like buying concert tickets or, buying, I don't know, spending like $10 a month or something like that on whatever the case is, like, or you put out an album or a couple of singles, all of that combined, being able to put out, or charge 1,000 people $100 a month, that gets you $100,000, right? Which is a decent salary for anybody that's independent or just trying to make it as an artist in whatever capacity. So that's the basic idea behind the 1,000 True Fans model. Now, if we take it and extrapolate that to where Splinterlands is at, we can see, very quickly, okay, so you got $3 million here. Let me go ahead and actually use this online calculator. $3 million. And God, I wish there was, commas, but we're going to get by without it. Divided by the 1,000 fans, right? So let's say Splinterlands has 1,000 people that are willing to participate, willing to play, and are hardcore fans. That would mean that each of these folks would need to spend $3,000 per year. Now, on average, if you think about the amount of new cards that come into the mix, whether that's promo cards, new sets, mini sets, all that different stuff. Again, this would be revenue to the team directly, right? That is an interesting amount. That's actually quite high. But when you think about how many whales, right? And I'll put quotes on that because it's hard to define a whale. There's people who own a lot, but it's about people who are willing to spend a lot. So in that sense, do we have that many people? And when you look at this and you say 1,000 people, is it 1,000 people on average willing to spend $3,000? I would say that's still relatively high. Well, this is where it gets interesting, right? We have a relatively hardcore fan base, or a hardcore player base. There's people who have, been kind of ride or die. and I know a lot of people have fallen off, so I want to be cognizant of that. But there's a lot of people here now who kind of believe in what's going on, have been reignited in their passion and their faith for the game. And I fully really expect that to grow moving forward. Especially if the team is successful in terms of bringing new players in, and we get a bull run that brings new players just to come check out any kind of gaming space. There is a game here. There is a solid game here, and I know while other people like to detract, other people like to focus on my investment return sucks, or the rewards right now aren't great because SPS is low. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people who actually like playing the game enough, right? And you're going to look at this and say, well, it's like a minuscule amount, but it's enough to have a proof of concept. It's enough to show that there are people willing to spend money regularly on this game. So what happens if we were to take that 1,000 players, right, and 10x it? So essentially, we get a bunch of people that are willing to spend roughly $300 in game on an annual basis. $300, I think, for a game that you appreciate, a game that you like, and a game in which you believe the value that you're putting in is either holding its value well or accruing and increasing over time. Again, we didn't see that with Chaos Legion, but it's shown well for both Untamed. Again, if we're talking about people buying Untamed during the Untamed sale, and Rebellion that we're seeing right now, holding and retaining its value well. If all of a sudden you do that and 10x it, well, you know, I mean, I can just divide this by 10 for you guys, right? To show it would be $300 a person. So again, I'm not going to make a statement here on how many people it absolutely needs to be, because that's not the point of this. Yeah, if we have 10,000 players that are willing to spend $300 in the game on an annual basis, then Matt and team are fine. I mean, they're like golden. Now, this doesn't mean that they're going to bring in tons of capital and they're going to be able to expand out in a bunch of different ways, obviously. But, you know, at the very least, if you have that core group of people, right, 10,000 people that are willing to spend $300, or hell, I mean, let's reduce it, 5,000 people that are willing to spend $600. Again, you can find any combination of that over time, and that's how you get your kind of 1,000 true fans, or in this case, like 10,000 true fans model to make sense in quite an interesting way, right? $300, $600. Again, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but it's that's, to me, that's not like outrageous in the world of crypto, in even the world of gaming, and especially when you combine those in the world of crypto gaming. So again, there's a lot of things to spend money on in Splinterlands, especially if you're coming in. You can buy all different kinds of assets, and again, those assets and the money spent on those assets aren't going to the team necessarily, right? If you come in and you buy SPS, that's not going to the team. If you come in and you buy node licenses, that's not going to the team. If you buy cards off the marketplace, that's not necessarily going to the team. I mean, they might get a little kickback from the market fees if you choose to buy from their market, but you know, on the whole, we're talking about pack sales, we're talking about promo cards, and we're talking about any other maybe glamour and stuff that they have in the future. Now, what's been interesting is to see the team kind of mitigate some of this by working directly with the DAO and getting funding from the DAO, hoping that the amount spent ends up being higher, right? So getting 600 million DEC from the DAO for the Rebellion, well, not Rebellion, but for the Hall of Legends and, you know, upcoming Conclave Arcana, and hoping that we spend significantly more than that and lock up more than that in the DAO. So far, that's working well. It worked well for Rebellion. It's working well for the Hall of Legends promo, and my expectation is that's going to work quite well for the Conclave Arcana set when that does come out. But all in all, just want to share that with you. I mean, this is why I say, so, you know, just a concluding thought, and we'll close out the video. This is why I say we don't need hundreds of thousands or millions of players to come into the game in order to A, move the markets, and then B, actually become a sustainable long-term game that builds and grows organically. It can be significantly less than that. And again, there are many players and whales, right, within the ecosystem that push the average higher than the $300 per person, right? They're spending significantly more than that. So in a way, you know, I'm very excited to see where we're at right now, and very excited to see where things go over the next 6 to 12 months as we round the corner into hopefully what will be a fun bull run. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Just want to share some of those numbers with you. That is all I have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.